Dangerous heat with a chance for high winds and heavy rain. We're tracking the alert day forecast.
Wanted to make a contribution. I didn't like the signs that said white only, colored only.
And tributes are pouring in this morning for a civil rights icon known as the conscience of Congress. We're remembering one of the original freedom riders, Congressman John Lewis.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. It's July 18th. This month is really flying by.
It certainly is.
I'm Christina Laurie with
like
meteorologist Aaron White. And for Chris, you're right. It's really flying by.
I mean, it's just been, I don't know, a whirlwind, I guess you could say. And it feels like summer out there, too, with the heat and the humidity. So, I mean, if you're going to be outside today, I would, drink plenty of water, but try to stay inside as much as you can, too.
You're tracking some dangerous weather.
Yeah, so we have that heat advisory in effect for today from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. for heat indices rising above 100 this afternoon. But we're also tracking the threat for some showers and storms. This morning, the area is dry. There is a line of thunderstorms that has developed in southern Minnesota, now pushing across northeastern Iowa. This is starting to fall apart, but I think there is a chance that this will affect Crawford, Grant, Iowa, and Lafayette counties this morning. But it is falling apart, so that's the good news. But there is another round of showers and storms expected for tonight. We have a slight risk, so high winds and heavy rainfall are going to be the primary threats with that. But otherwise, just hot. It's summertime, so, I mean, what can you expect with it, right?
You nailed it. What can you expect?
Yeah.
But luckily, here in Madison, we're going to dodge that first round of showers.
Yeah, the first round will stay to the south and west, but tonight after 10 p.m., that's going to be the bigger threat for those showers and storms.
Hey, just go to bed early like us.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what all the cool kids are doing. Thanks,
exactly.
Aaron. Overnight, the world has lost a civil rights icon. Congressman John Lewis has died at the age of 80 after a 6-month battle with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Lewis dedicated his life to civil rights and nonviolent activism and was a trusted friend of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As one of the original freedom riders, he suffered severe beatings while challenging segregation laws. When the Civil Rights Act of 1964 met resistance in the South, Lewis led hundreds of black voters on a 54-mile march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama.
When you see something that is not right, something that is not fair, something that is not just, you have a moral obligation to say something, to do something.
Statements like that earned Lewis his reputation as the conscience of the U.S. Congress and honors like the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's the highest civilian honor. Lewis was also an author. His latest work was a series of graphic novels called March, which told the story of his life and his fight for equal rights. Back locally, we now know that Madison area students will not be headed back to school this time next month for in-person classes. Students will instead start the school year virtually as local cases continue to surge. MMSD has been preparing 3 options for the upcoming school year: an all virtual learning model, an all in-person learning model, and a mix of the two. District leaders say they still have a lot of work to do when it comes to figuring out exactly how each class will be able to go all online in a way that meets parent and student expectations.
The next step in this process is to the case managers, the special ed teachers, special ed administrators, and principals will be convening IEP teams, probably most likely in August, to make the determination about which students are most appropriate for face-to-face instruction.
District officials will review options every quarter of the school year until COVID conditions improve. This news comes as COVID cases reach a new milestone here in Wisconsin. The state has now surpassed 40,000 total cases. State and health officials confirm there have been 822 total cases just the past 24 hours, bringing the statewide total to 40,722, including 837 deaths. More than 20%, or just over 8,400 of those, are still active. Meanwhile, infections continue to spike across the country, in the South and West in particular, contributing to surges in the national death rate. Texas has brought in coolers and refrigerated trailers to store bodies as their morgues fill up after recording a 3rd straight day of more than 10,000 new cases. To put that in perspective, here in Wisconsin, we have about 1/10 of that. Still, area hospitals are concerned that a rise in hospitalizations could follow the recent upward trend in COVID cases. There has been an uptick in the number of patients hospitalized here in South Central Wisconsin, but health officials say it's still too early to tell if that is a trend.
We're hopeful that we can make an impact on what we're seeing right now as far as suppressing the disease so that we don't get to the point where instead of, the big report of the day being the number of positive cases, that the big report of the day is the number of, record-breaking deaths in the state. I just like not to get there.
The Alliant Energy Center is still being held as a possible field hospital if needed. You'll notice that grocery store prices are up when you head to the store this weekend. The biggest changes in the price of meat. Beef and veal prices are up by nearly 5% in the past month. Pork prices up by 3%, and bacon is up by more than 8%. Americans are also stocking up on sweets. Cakes, cupcakes, and cookies are almost 2% more expensive. And if you're making your own treats, you've probably noticed flour is more expensive. That's up by more than 2%. Not everything is more costly, though. Eggs, butter, and milk prices have all slipped. Apples and sugar are also decreasing. While you're at the store, you'll want to make sure that you're buying the right kind of hand sanitizer. This week, the FDA expanded its list of potentially toxic hand sanitizers. 67 products are now included on that list. The FDA says these products could contain methanol, which can be toxic if absorbed through the skin or eaten. Some of the brands on the updated list include AAA Cosmetics and 4E Global, sold at major retailers like Walmart, Costco, and Sam's Club. You can find a full list up on the FDA's website. Let's talk savings now. With tax day behind us, the Federal Reserve Board is out with a new report showing half of Americans would struggle to afford a $400 emergency expense. That's why the advice you should have enough money saved to cover 3 to 6 months of expenses is largely impractical and overly ambitious right now. So we looked into how much you should really be saving when times are tough. How much is largely dependent on your individual income and comfort levels. Financial analysts give this example. Right now, if you are making 25% less than what you were making pre-pandemic, save 25% less. That's more realistic. Or if you can save $25 a paycheck, then $25 it is. It can be overwhelming to both spend less and save more at the same time, so pick one and take it a week at a time. The amount you're able to save can also be tied to the government's response. Financial experts suggest putting some of your stimulus check, tax refund money, or enhanced unemployment benefits in your savings. The bottom line, though, any amount you can save is a good first step. There are 2 changes you can make today to take that first step and save more money. First, remember what your parents taught you about always paying off your credit card balance in full. Right now, advisors say it is okay to only make the minimum payment if you're worried about your job or have already taken a pay cut. Here's why. By paying only the minimum, your balances will increase, but at least you'll maintain a record of consistent and on-time payments. We should reiterate that it is, though, important to pay off your credit card eventually. In fact, carrying a balance will cost you in high interest over time. But for now, you can cut down on that. Tip 2, save cyclically, or like it sounds, in a cycle, meaning your savings should ebb and flow with your income stream. For example, if you're making 25% less this month than you were last month, save 25% less. This approach is often used by people who are self-employed, but right now it applies to anyone with an inconsistent income. Financial experts say they didn't earn their titles overnight, so be patient, and eventually you too can build your financial muscle. It's almost 8:08 this morning. Break out the sunscreen, pack some hand sanitizer too. One of the area's largest pools is back open for its first weekend this year, and there's some great weather in store to help you enjoy your time by the water. It is heating up fast outside. Aaron is tracking an alert day forecast right after this.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues building and bringing stability to families through homeownership. As area families experience hardships, Habitat provides a pathway to financial security and independence. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
Thinking about your financial plan? So are we. Prudential helps 25 million people with their financial needs. With over 90 years of investment experience, our thousands of financial professionals can help. Go to Prudential.com or talk to an advisor.
Like you, My hands are everything to me. But I was diagnosed with Dupuytren's contracture, and it got to the point where things I took for granted got tougher to do. Thought surgery was my only option. Turns out, I was wrong. So when a hand specialist told me about non-surgical treatments, it was a total game changer. Like you, my hands have a lot more to do. Learn more at faxonhand.com today.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. We know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. When you shop at McGann's, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples just starting out to people my age, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, most purchases include free delivery and setup. Shop McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be glad you did.
This selenite gray is so pretty, isn't it?
Wow. Jim, could you pop the hood for us?
There she is.
Turbocharged, right?
Yes, it is.
Jim, could you kick the tires?
Oh, yes.
Could you change the color inside the car?
Oh, sure. How about blue?
That's more cyan, but jump in the back seat, Jim. Act like my kids.
How much longer?
Exactly how they sound. It's got massaging seats too, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Visit the Mercedes-Benz summer event or shop online at participating dealers. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on select new and certified pre-owned models.
I'm here.
Auntie's here.
Hey, Mom and Dad here.
Shall we begin?
Together, nothing can keep us apart. That's why U.S. Cellular is building powerful 5G coverage that works inside and out. And now, get $700 off the latest phones. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back. The usual carnival rides will be replaced by a line of cars later today at the Alliant Energy Center. This weekend was supposed to be this year's Dane County Fair, but the annual event is going on virtually, at least, in an attempt to give local kids a place to showcase their projects intended for the in-person fair. Events are being held online this weekend from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. They include a 4-H talent show, Dress a Critter, a 4-H virtual dance, Dane County Fair cribs, a scavenger hunt, and a virtual tractor parade. Not as good as the real thing, but hey, at least it's something. If you want a break from these hot temperatures, a reminder, the Goodman Pool is open for its first weekend of the year. The pool is open for 3 2-hour sessions with limited capacity every day so staff can clean and sanitize in between. Those hours are noon until 2, 2:30 to 4:30, and 5 until 7. All guests ages 5 and up are required to wear a mask while waiting in line to enter the pool to prevent the spread of COVID.
We are expecting a busy weekend here, so what that means is that there may be some waits to enter the pool. We are limiting to 250 people, and that is a quarter of our regular capacity.
The pool is not accepting reservations. It's first come, first served. Each session costs $3, or you can buy a Goodman Pool Play Pass, which is 11 visits for $30. If you're planning to spend your weekend out on the lakes, a reminder, there is a slow no wake order on Lake Monona's Uchawick Bay. A statement from the county executive's office says the order will be lifted when water is back down for 5 days in a row. The county's Department of Land and Water Resources is continuing to monitor water levels on the entire Yahara chain of lakes. Right now, county officials say there's no danger of lake-related flooding. Hey, at least that's some good news. Some not so good news forecasted later for today.
Yeah, it's going to be a hot day for today, but we're also tracking the threat for some thunderstorms coming in tonight. Right now, across Madison and southern Wisconsin, we do have a little bit of cloud cover out there from a complex of showers and storms that developed to our north, and there is a chance that we could see maybe a couple thunderstorms in far southwestern Wisconsin this morning, but the better chance coming in later on tonight. Temperatures are into the upper 70s, 78 degrees in Madison, south wind at 8 miles per hour, rising through the 80s. We will actually top out into the lower 90s later later on today, so that is why we have that alert day in the forecast. So hot and humid, strong storms tonight. We are looking at the potential for some high winds, heavy rainfall going to be those primary threats, but it is going to stay warm right on into next week, just not as hot as it's going to be today. So like I mentioned, we are looking at that threat for some thunderstorms this morning. There is that complex of storms in northeastern Iowa right now. That is now tracking to the south and east. It's been diminishing over the last hour or so, but I still think it will affect areas around Crawford, Grant counties, maybe into Iowa and Lafayette counties this morning. So here we go for the course of the next hour, eventually tracking into southwestern Wisconsin. But like I mentioned, it is starting to fall apart. Same thing that happened with this complex of showers and storms. Notice how the storms were moving through and then they kind of fell apart and are racing off to the east. So I think the same thing is going to happen with that storm complex down in Iowa. Otherwise, though, we have a risk of severe weather for tonight. A slight risk, that's level 2 out of 5 here in yellow. That's most of Wisconsin in effect for that. So high winds and heavy rainfall expected. As we play out future track, notice the southerly winds bringing in that heat and humidity for today. High temperatures, again, topping out into the 90s. But then we watch that line of thunderstorms developing overnight tonight. Here we are around midnight, and then that races through southern Wisconsin, bringing that threat for some high winds and rainfall amounts anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch. But otherwise, we got the heat. Heat advisory in effect for heat indices rising into the 90s. Near 100 here around 1 o'clock, and then topping out around 100 to 105 for this afternoon, and then eventually starting to cool down just a little bit going into tomorrow. Otherwise, 92 for a high today. We will see that hot and humid weather continuing, and then our 7 to 10 day forecast showing a little bit cooler weather for tomorrow. Still hot and humid, 86 for the high, 82 on Tuesday with another chance of showers and storms. And then we basically just kind of repeat the weekend with 90s in the forecast on Saturday and Sunday.
I see a pattern here.
Yeah.
Hot weekends, but
Hot
hey,
weekends.
it's summer.
Yeah, it is summer, so I mean, enjoy the pool, enjoy the lake, whatever you can do to stay cool.
Yeah, we're jealous if you have a pool.
Yeah.
We want to go.
Be really nice
We've been
right
talking
now.
about it. Yeah. Thanks so much, Aaron. If you're looking for something to do with your family this weekend, what better way than to explore another Wisconsin city? A library just north of Wausau is taking escape rooms outside and into nature. The TB Scott Free Library in Merrill just launched its Escape to the Riverbend Trail program. The online adventure gives you a series of clues to take you around town. It takes around 10 to 30 minutes to complete and ends at the Riverbend Trail. You're encouraged to hop on your bike or take a walk and explore the area after you finish. You can find the link on the library's Facebook page or website. We're told 100 families have already done it, and there are plans for more events like this in the future. This next event is a little farther away, but it might be worth the drive. There is about $1 million worth of gold and jewelry on the line. A family jewelry store in Washington Township, Michigan is closing because of the pandemic, so the owners have set up a real-life treasure hunt with most of the store's inventory, burying stashes of vintage engagement rings, precious coins, and gold and silver. The treasures are hidden all across the state of Michigan, each worth around $4,000. Every treasure has a GPS tracker for monitoring. You can buy clues to the treasure for $49. The hunt begins on August 1st. It's 8:17, and it is the first weekend for the new Peacock streaming service. That means a long list of new entertainment options are available. Plus, there are several new shows and films Arwell Loper says you should check out, as well as one classic. He's sharing his picks in this weekend's 3 Things to Watch in Trending News. Next.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
The best new cars make the best used cars. That's why every Toyota certified used vehicle gets a 160-point inspection, new warranties starting the day you purchase, 1 year of roadside assistance, and more. Get as low as 0% APR financing on select Toyota certified used models. See your dealer for details.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like Emily lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds. Oh!
For those also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
It lowers the risk.
Oh?
And I only have to take it once a week.
Oh.
Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 1-month or 3-month prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic.
Though challenges surround us, life still goes on. There's still time to dream. Still plans to be made. And if you're retiring soon, still deadlines to be met. We talk with people every day who need to replace their employer benefits when they retire. We can answer your questions too, so you can feel good about the decisions you make. For a retirement benefits checklist, visit us online or call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company today.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Time to take a look at what is trending this morning. Bob Marley's family has released a reimagined version of the singer's 1977 classic, One Love, just in time for the weekend. The new collaboration features Marley's family, guest artists from around the world, and kids from vulnerable communities. Proceeds will benefit UNICEF's COVID relief efforts.
We're lovers for about a year and a half, from 1937-38, and they're very, very juicy.
Personal items from Hollywood legend Howard Hughes will hit the auction block for the first time ever next week, including his two-toned flying jacket, famed fedora, and love letters from actress Katharine Hepburn that are expected to fetch up to $15,000. Also up for grabs, the emerald and diamond engagement ring Hughes gave Hepburn back in 1938. The auction is scheduled for this coming Thursday. Netflix has released a new trailer for its docu-series on the mob. Fear City, New York versus the Mafia features unheard secret FBI tapes as the agency works to take down 5 crime families who took control of Manhattan in the 70s. The 3-part series premieres on Wednesday. Then the following week, Netflix will dive into the world of competitive speed cubing. Yes, that really is a thing. The upcoming documentary, The Speed Cubers, follows 2 competitors who form a special bond as they race to solve Rubik's Cubes and other puzzles as quickly as they can. The new release starts streaming July 29th. No wait required to enjoy these next shows and films. Our Will Loper shares the best of the week in today's 3 Things to Watch.
Mother, there is something you must do.
For those of you currently missing Game of Thrones or The Witcher, check out the series Cursed on Netflix.
I have no magic. That's what the sword took from me.
Cursed is a reimagining of the King Arthur legend, bringing the Lady of the Lake to the center of the action.
The sword is cursed and will corrupt all who wield it. This is the kind of sword that gets you noticed. Who knows about this?
Hold that sword and read.
All 10 episodes of Cursed are streaming on Netflix now.
You are not some fragile maid. You are a warrior. Start.
I don't remember anything.
Newly streaming on Hulu is Into the Dark, current occupant.
Are you the what? Am I the President of the United States?
The episode of the anthology series follows a man who wakes up with amnesia in an asylum and begins to believe he's the president. Is he really, or is he just crazy?
Those windows are fake. They're all sticking. What's more likely, that the president would be imprisoned in a mental institution, or a patient convince himself that he had the power to change the world?
Into the Dark, current occupant is streaming on Hulu now.
I can't do this anymore.
Like right now, for example, the Haitians need to come to America. And it's like when I had this garden party for my father's birthday, right? People came that did not RSVP. So I was totally bugging. And so if the government could just get to the kitchen, rearrange some things, we could certainly party with the Haitians. Wow. You guys talk like grown-ups. Oh, well, this is a really good school.
Finally, this weekend marks the 25-year anniversary of the film Clueless.
Hello, there was a stop sign. I totally paused. You try driving in platforms. Oh, should I write them a note?
The film follows the various hijinks of a selfish, shallow valley girl named Cher, played by Alicia Silverstone.
Ew, get off of me. As if. Whatever. Did I miss something? Is Big Hair back?
1995's Clueless is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
Yo, you getting on the freeway? Get on the freeway!
Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch. And this is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
If you haven't checked it out already, there's a new streaming platform now available, and it doesn't have to add another monthly bill to your budget. Peacock is the new streaming service from NBC Universal. There are 3 different subscriptions available. Peacock Free has about 13,000 hours of content, but you will have some pop-up ads. A paid subscription with ads is available for $5, and a no-ad version is available for $10. The paid accounts include 20,000 hours worth of content, including some exclusive shows like the new Saved by the Bell reboot, Parks and Rec, Saturday Night Live, and movies like Jurassic Park and the Fast and the Furious franchise are also streaming. Before you check that out, stay with us here on News 3. A half hour of news is still ahead, including more on John Lewis's life and lasting legacy after the congressman and civil rights leader died overnight after a 6-month battle with cancer. We'll be right back.
Managing type 2 diabetes? You're on it. You may think you're doing all you can to manage type 2 diabetes and heart disease. But could your medication do more to lower your heart risk? Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And it lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar,
lower A1C, and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
On it with Jardiance.
We're committed to making Jardiance available and affordable. With our savings card, eligible patients pay as little as $0.
Hi, I'm Travis Ganser. Looking to update your bath, shower, or your entire bathroom? Ganser has the answer with Bath Creations by Ganser Company. We know you're busy. Give us 80 minutes for 80 years to make a smart decision on your bath remodel.
Let us help you find the bath of your dreams. Schedule your free in-home consultation or visit our beautiful showroom on the Beltline.
Remember, Ganser has the answer. A local family-owned business of 4 generations.
Ganser, that's the answer.
If you're overweight, you might think it's your metabolism, but it could be a condition called insulin resistance. Fat becomes trapped inside your body, and it's hard to lose weight even if you diet. Now there's a solution to insulin resistance called GOLO. GOLO reverses insulin resistance and increases metabolic efficiency. Over 500,000 people have tried GOLO with a 98% satisfaction rating. Head to GOLO.com now to find out more. That's GOLO.com.
Too
too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York.
Sometimes you run out of fresh at the wrong time. Luckily, Pick and Save delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need, so you can get back to being you. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
It was a dark night in drive-thru land. The people had grown tired of greasy burgers and gut bombs. But then, three heroes emerged. Their savory sauces brought courage. Their juicy tomatoes brought might. Their roast chicken brought the taste of roast chicken. They were called Arby's New Market Fresh Wraps. And everyone ate happily ever after at the end. Arby's, we have the meats.
This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Happy Saturday morning, everyone. It's July 18th. I'm Christina Laurie. The sun is just coming up on a hot and stormy day. The weather could turn dangerous tonight, though. So we want to get right away to meteorologist Aaron White in for Chris this weekend with the alert day forecast. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, yeah, you're right on that. We have a lot of stuff going on for today. The hot and humid weather, but also, like you mentioned, the dangerous weather for tonight with showers and thunderstorms expected, and even the potential for some severe weather. For today, though, we have that heat advisory in effect this afternoon and evening. Heat indices this morning in the 70s. Those are going to rise into the 90s by noontime, and then this afternoon and evening, watch those heat index values over 100, 100 to 105, maybe even a little bit higher, depending on our dew points this afternoon. So it's going to be a scorcher, but we will have the chance for showers and storms later on tonight as well. There is a line of thunderstorms that has developed this morning in Iowa. That is starting to fall apart, but I think it will still affect far southwestern Wisconsin, Grant and Crawford counties, Iowa, Lafayette counties as well. But overall, night tonight, that's going to be the bigger threat as most of Wisconsin is in a slight risk, level 2 out of 5, as we are looking at the potential for strong to severe storms, high winds, and heavy rainfall are going to be the primary threats. And I'll detail those storm chances later on in the show.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Tributes are pouring in this morning for civil rights icon and Georgia Congressman John Lewis, who passed away after a 6-month battle with pancreatic cancer. Lewis served 33 years in the U.S. House of Representatives, played a critical role in the civil rights movement, and helped change history.
Congressman John Lewis dedicated his life to civil rights and nonviolent activism.
Your voice is your vote.
Lewis was a trusted friend of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As one of the original Freedom Riders, he suffered severe beatings while challenging segregation laws. When the Civil Rights Act of 1964 met resistance in the South, Lewis and Hosea Williams led hundreds of black voters on a 54-mile march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama.
When we were marching across that bridge, just simple saying people wanted to register to vote, wanted to participate in the democratic process.
The marchers got as far as the foot of the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Turn around and disperse.
And they came toward us, beating us with nightsticks, using tear gas and trampling us with horses.
That day went down in history as Bloody Sunday. 2 weeks later, Lewis and hundreds more, including Dr. King, completed the march to Montgomery. Lewis was born near Troy, Alabama in 1940. He attended American Baptist Theological Seminary and later graduated from Fisk University in Nashville with degrees in religion and philosophy. He was elected chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in 1963.
I wanted to make a contribution. I didn't like the signs that said white only, colored only.
At 23, Lewis was the youngest speaker at the March on Washington, where Dr. King delivered his I Have a Dream speech. His passion for people and racial reconciliation brought him to the halls of Congress.
I'm John Lewis, running for Congress.
Lewis won Georgia's 5th District congressional seat in 1986.
Yes, I'm proud to be a liberal Democrat. I stand with the people.
He received numerous awards throughout his life, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Congressman Lewis and President Barack Obama led thousands across the Edmund Pettus Bridge to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Bloody Sunday in 2015. But he clashed with President Obama's successor, boycotting President Donald Trump's inauguration. And on the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, Lewis asked Americans to step up.
When you see something that is not right, something that is not fair, something that is not just. You have a moral obligation to say something, to do something.
A principle he lived by, earning his reputation as the conscience of the U.S. Congress. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Changing subjects, more local news now. If you're heading to any indoor buildings or businesses in Dane County this weekend, remember to bring your masks. We're all still adjusting to wearing masks everywhere, but this is the first Saturday they're required county-wide. Some businesses have been running into problems when customers don't follow the order. Local leaders say enforcement begins with education, quote, asking people to do the right thing, but if violations continue, they can give out fines as high as $376 per ticket.
They don't get to choose. You know, just because someone doesn't want to stop at a stop sign doesn't mean they get to blow through it, right? There are certain laws and ordinances and rules on the books for the protection of the good.
If a customer walks into a business and refuses to wear a mask, Parisi says that business does have the right to refuse service. If you have any questions about how effective masks really are, the director of the CDC says the country could get COVID under control in 2 months or less if everyone wore one. He says this won't end the spread of the disease, but it will bring down the number of rising cases. A Madison-based entrepreneur is out with a new and tasty innovation during the pandemic in ice cream business. Find out how Katrina was able to turn getting laid off into a very successful business that's creating some real change too. Our interview is next.
Wow, you ready?
Yeah, let me just grab my wallet.
Uh-oh. I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay them with Zelle. That works? Yeah. You're stuck, aren't you? Smile. Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
A good night's sleep starts with Steinhoffel's largest selection of name brand mattresses at the guaranteed lowest prices. Right now, get a Beautyrest Queen mattress starting at only $399. Upgrade to a Beautyrest Black mattress and get $200 in Steinhoffel's cash and special 60-month financing. As always, get free delivery on your new mattress. Steinhoffel's has all of the best brands so you can try before you buy. Steinhoffel's is your mattress shopping destination.
A lung cancer diagnosis can leave you holding your breath. But Bristol-Myers Squibb is working to change things by researching new kinds of medicines that could help you live longer, including options that are chemo-free, because we're committed to bringing new hope into lung cancer care. Learn about our lung cancer research at lungcancerresearch.com.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
Trust us to get it right. These storms are capable of producing some heavy rain and maybe some hail.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way. We have an alert day in the forecast for this evening for strong to possibly severe thunderstorms, hail, high winds, perhaps even an isolated tornado can't be ruled out.
And your family's safety is on the line. You need to seek shelter immediately.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now.
Welcome back. When Katrina Evans was furloughed from her job as a graphic designer and photographer back in March, she started a new hobby, making ice cream. Every week, she'd drop off pints on her friends' doorsteps, calling the project Ice Cream Social. At first, the word social was a play on social distancing, but it's quickly taken on a new added meaning. Katrina is with us this morning to explain. Hi, Katrina. Thanks for joining us first. And what, can you tell us a little bit about your company and the extra meaning it had after everything that went down in terms of social justice?
So yeah, it started where I was just sharing it with my friends. And then after the murder of George Floyd, I was trying to come up with a creative way to help. So I came up with the idea of selling my ice cream on Instagram. And within 24 hours, I designed everything and started taking photographs of a recent batch that I had made, and I posted it online for sale and sold out pretty quickly. And have been raising money for social justice causes. So the first month, everything was donated to Campaign Zero, and we ended up raising $738. And this month, I'm focusing on Freedom Inc., which is a local Madison-based nonprofit.
And when you say things are selling out quickly, that is kind of the understatement of the century. How quickly have your recent pints sold out?
10 seconds.
Okay, so you need to have very fast fingers. And
yes.
How much do they go for?
I kind of have a fluctuating price scale. It depends on how complicated the recipe is. So anywhere from $6 to $10. They're 12-ounce containers, so it's just shy of a pint. So I think the last batch I sold for $9, and I have like a suggested base price that people can pay. And then a lot of people will end up chipping in more, which is great, but also a lot of people also pay the base price, which I'm completely happy with. So yeah, it's kind of on a fluctuating scale.
And your sales are going through Instagram. You can follow Katrina's account if you want to learn more about where you can get this. You actually order it on Instagram. So I've been perusing your Instagram, and you have some really creative names for these ice creams. How do you come up with them, and how do you come up with the different flavors too?
I have a lot of ice cream cookbooks. I do a lot of searching on Pinterest. I follow a lot of food bloggers. Some of them start as like a recipe for a tart, for example, that I think might sound really good as an ice cream. So it's kind of just all over the place. I have a notepad in my phone where anytime I think of something random that might taste good as an ice cream, I write it down. So I pull stuff from that all the time. Yeah.
It probably helps that you're naturally a super creative person too, because back in March, you were a graphic designer, is that right? And so you've used a lot of those skills. Do you have any advice for people at home who might still be out of work right now, and they have skills and they're kind of just stuck? They're in a place they don't know how to use them?
I don't just try to learn something new. That's kind of what when I lost my job. So I was furloughed initially, and then I ended up getting laid off a few weeks ago. But yeah, I just had this desire to constantly be learning new things. It started with embroidery and then escalated to, I'd always kind of dabbled with ice cream making, but I was like, no, I want to like really do this and be extreme about it. So yeah, just be willing to try new things.
Well, Katrina, I'm sorry you lost your job, but I'm also kind of thankful that you did, because you're doing a whole lot of good, and it seems like you're really passionate about it too.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a blessing in disguise, and it's nice to have a fresh start. So it was good.
You're such a good role model for all of us, taking a bad time and turning it into something so positive and making such a difference. Katrina, thanks for coming on our show and talking to us this morning. And you at home can connect with Katrina on her Instagram page. We'll post a link to that up on our website, channel3000.com. We have some stories to make you smile coming up, but first, taking a look at who's turning 3 years old today. Happy birthday, little Ellie, and everyone else celebrating.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Getting your air ducts thoroughly cleaned takes the trained professionals at Stanley Steamer using the most powerful equipment to get the most powerful results. Our equipment goes deep inside your ducts, removing years of dirt, pet hair, allergens, even dust mites. Unlike other air duct cleaning companies, Stanley Steamer cleans your entire system. Just look at how much dirt can be removed. Call today for a free inspection and save $50 on a cleaning.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
This selenite gray is so pretty, isn't it?
Wow. Jim, could you pop the hood for us?
There she is.
Turbocharge, right?
Yes, it is.
Jim, could you kick the tires?
Oh, yes.
Could you change the color inside the car?
Oh, sure. How about blue?
That's more cyan, but jump in the back seat, Jim. Act like my kids.
How much longer?
Exactly how they sound. It's got massaging seats too, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Visit the Mercedes-Benz summer event or shop online at participating dealers. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on select new and certified pre-owned models.
There's time for adventure, there's people that treasure and moments that no one can hold. There's so much to see when you're wandering free on this little blue world we call home. We call home, the only one we've ever known.
When unexpected home projects come along, use the Home Advisor app and instantly book an appointment online with a top-rated pro. Be prepared for whatever home projects come your way. Download the free Home Advisor app today.
It's the 11:05 endless orders migraine medicine, the 2:20 back-to-back calls migraine medicine. It's called Ubrelvy, the migraine medicine for anytime, anywhere a migraine attacks, without worrying if it's too late or where you happen to be. One dose of Ubrelvy can quickly stop migraine pain and debilitating symptoms in their tracks within 2 hours. Unlike older medications, Ubrelvy is the first pill of its kind to directly block CGRP protein believed to play a role in migraine attacks. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Few people had side effects. Most common were nausea and tiredness. A migraine can strike anytime, anywhere. Ask about Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back on this Saturday morning. We have a bit of cloud cover out there, but we are going to see some sunshine for today, but the hot and humid weather is in the forecast, so we have alert days for today and tomorrow, and we're also tracking the threat for some showers and storms later on tonight. But across the area this morning, temperatures are rather mild into the 70s and even 80 degrees already this hour in Boscoville, 78 in Madison, 74 in the Dells, 77 in Watertown, 79 in Janesville, so it is warm out there to start, and it's going to be downright hot. Heat advisory is in effect for this afternoon and evening from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we are looking at those heat indices rising well into the 90s. This is early afternoon, already upper 90s, near 100, if not above that. And we're going to keep that in place right on through this afternoon and evening. Here we are around 5, so anywhere from 95 to 105 is going to be the heat index for much of the day today. So if you're going to be outside, try to limit your time outside, but also drink plenty of water, as it's just, again, just going to be downright hot. But we are also looking at the threat for showers and storms later on tonight. There is also a complex of storms this morning. This is starting to diminish in activity, but it is starting to move into Wisconsin now. And it is going to be tracking to the south and east about 45 miles per hour. So expect some torrential rainfall, at least for about 15 minutes or so as this line passes through Grant and Crawford counties, eventually into Iowa and Lafayette counties this morning. But it is falling apart just like the other complex the storms did this morning. Notice it's a whole line there, and then it falls apart in central Wisconsin, moves off to the east. But another round of storms is in the forecast tonight, so there is a slight risk here in yellow. Most of Wisconsin is in that. That's level 2 out of 5 for high winds and heavy rainfall. So here's a look at future tracks showing that southerly flow bringing in that heat and humidity for today. And then notice here we are at 11 p.m. This evening, a line of thunderstorms developing. That's going to move south across southern Wisconsin, eventually moving in during the overnight hours. So you may wake up to some thunder and also some high winds. And we also are tracking that heavy rainfall, anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch, but maybe some higher amounts with those heavier thunderstorms. So our forecast for today, 92 degrees, hot and humid. Those heat index values rising over 100 with the south wind a little breezy, about 10 to 20 miles per hour, so that may help to make it feel a little bit better, but honestly not by much at all. And then we do cool down just a little bit for the day on Sunday. 86 the high. There's still that alert day for heat index values over 90 degrees. And then we do cool back down a little bit to start the work week. 82 on Tuesday, and then back to the 90s by Saturday and Sunday. And if you are heading to the lakes this weekend, temperatures in the lakes are rather warm, 80 degrees the lake temperature, but today hot, 92, and then tomorrow 86. So I guess that's probably the best way to stay cool is with the lake or go to the pool. I mean, do what you got to do, I guess.
Yeah, with the lakes, go by the lakes or just kind of go outside only at night. Probably not tonight. Tonight is stormy, but the other nights people can actually see a comet.
Yeah, you can actually see the comet. I mean, there may be a chance tonight depending on when the cloud cover comes in, but as long as we have clear skies, right around 10 o'clock, get away from city lights, you should have a pretty good view of that.
I know you were up way past your bedtime, scoping that out yesterday.
2 hours of sleep last night, but it was definitely worth it. So.
We can maybe show them pictures at the end of the show again.
Yeah, for sure.
They were really neat pictures. Thanks, Aaron. Time for a few of our favorite stories of the week now. Residents of a nursing home in England are making the most of their free time by recreating famous album covers. The final products are now being shared around the world. The Sidmar Lodge Care Home has been on lockdown since March 12th. So the home's activities director wanted to think outside the box to keep morale high. He decided to do a little photo shoot with covers from everyone from David Bowie to Adele to Taylor Swift. Some of the residents even requested to recreate certain albums that they had a personal connection to. And from the old to the young, a 2-year-old boy from China has recently become quite the internet sensation. Videos posted by Little Lee's parents show the 2-year-old sink trick shot after trick shot. They say he started to develop an interest in basketball after watching his dad play when he was just 1, so an entire year ago. The dad originally posted videos of his son playing ball online to share the cute moments. He didn't expect them to go viral. They've now been seen by millions of people. Be sure to stick with News 3 Now all weekend long. Tomorrow morning, we'll hear from the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce about their thoughts on the possibility of a new statue featuring a Black Wisconsinite outside the state capitol. But first this morning, we are introducing you to a woman who survived one of the deadliest forms of cancer. How you can join Ruth in her fight to help others beat pancreatic cancer during the pandemic.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
I am crushing this to-do list.
Let me see. Smart home upgrade? Home gym?
Check.
What about the window, siding, and doors?
Cross something important off your list. Free installation on all windows, siding, and doors. And no interest for 1 year. The biggest sale of the year is here.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Dear Summer, how do I make the most of you? Do I kick back and relax? Or climb new mountains? I could go and get dirty, or switch into new lanes. One thing's for sure, it's gonna be great. Can't wait. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2020 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota.
U.S. Cellular.
Yeah. New customer? What's the deal?
Unlimited data, just $30 a month.
I love that. But what's the deal with the signal? It works everywhere. I'm like sub-level Z of this parking garage, and it still works. It's crazy.
Sir, you're going into signal shock, very common with new customers. Just breathe with me, okay? Unlimited data. Strong signal.
Strong signal.
All for $30 a month.
U.S. Cellular.
Choose fair.
When I was diagnosed with Dupuytren's contracture, I waited to get treated. Thought surgery was my only option. But then I found out about non-surgical treatments. It was a total game changer. Learn more about the condition at factsonhand.com.
Though challenges surround us, life still goes on. There's still time to dream, still plans to be made. And if you're retiring soon, still deadlines to be met. We talk with people every day who need to replace their employer benefits when they retire. We can answer your questions too, so you can feel good about the decisions you make. For a retirement benefits checklist, visit us online or call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company today.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Mission Unstoppable, Saturday morning at 9 on News 3 Now.
Finally this morning, when you head outside today to get some exercise, you can help a woman in Sun Prairie raise money for one of the deadliest forms of cancer. Ruth Hema wants to remind everyone that cancer has not stopped for COVID, and even though we have to stay physically apart, there is a way we can come together.
I feel like I'm a miracle walking. You know, I'm alive today because of my persistence and because the doctors took it seriously. And every day is a joy. It's an adventure. Every moment is a treasure. So I don't take anything for granted, because once you look at death in the door, everything else just goes away.
Ruth Hema is a walking anomaly, a pancreatic cancer survivor.
I am, of 8 years. Almost.
She survived what 90% of people with the same diagnosis don't. She was one of the lucky ones.
Yes, it's been just a joy to be alive and to, see my life just take on.
Diagnosed in the early stages in October 2012, Hema went through surgery and 5 rounds of chemo to get rid of 2 tumors that were growing on her pancreas, a process that took more than a year to get her cancer-free. And she's been that way ever since.
People are still, dealing with this on a, probably a daily basis. There's an unusual feeling in their body. They go to the doctor. They have various tests done. It's still an ongoing thing. Life does go on, whether there's a pandemic or not. So people, need to be able to get tests and find ways to stop it.
Her story of survival is now leading her on a new path to bring awareness and raise funds for cancer research so others can continue to carry on their own journey.
To try to find newer ways to diagnose it early on, so people like me are not the, unusual miracle, but are the norm.
What was supposed to be one big day of walking and raising money for the cause was just another victim of the COVID-19 pandemic. But Hema is encouraging people to take it on virtually.
I was supposed to speak at the event in Middleton coming up here, but because of that, we have to do it virtually and just have to adapt and overcome whatever we can.
She's hoping other people will adapt and overcome this with her. Maybe not walking by her side, but on your own time, in your own neighborhood, but together in the cause.
I'm hoping people take light of it and want to be involved and help increase the opportunity for physicians and researchers to, get the money that they need for this terrible disease.
For News 3 Now, I'm Jamie Perez.
You have to live your life every moment.
She has some great words of wisdom. The virtual Roll and Stroll event runs now through August 9th. The goal is to raise $30,000 for the Carbone Cancer Research Center at UW Health. All you have to do is register online, and you could walk, bike, or run on your own time. We have a link to the registration page up on our website at channel3000.com. And thanks to our Jamie Perez for bringing this story to our attention. She always tells such great stories. Another not so great story is the weather, though. I mean, at least it's going to hold off until later today.
Yeah, the storms are going to hold off. There's a slight chance for southwestern Wisconsin this morning, but the better threat later on tonight. Otherwise, we got that heat and humidity. Heat index values from 100 to 105 this afternoon, and then that threat of showers and storms later on tonight. High winds, heavy rainfall going to be the primary threats, mainly after 9 o'clock, but I think really overnight tonight is going to be the best threat for that. And then otherwise, if you don't have any plans the upcoming week, as long as you got a clear sky around 9:30 to 10:30, you will still be able to see Comet Neowise. This was a photo I caught last night. Only getting 2 hours of sleep last night, but
oh my gosh, it
totally
looks
worth
fake.
it for that photo.
It looks fake. Where was this?
This was just 2 miles east of Mount Horeb.
Wow. Thanks for sharing.